How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit M. Okay, so today's game is a launch title for the NES. It was produced by Nintendo, and one of the gentlemen responsible for this game is also responsible for is also one of the key team members that worked on the original Super Mario Brothers game. This game is also notable because the two-player mode in the game is kind of competitive, so it's one of those first competitive non-sports titles on the NES. And it also features a female character. So the second player controls a girl, which means that this is probably the earliest example of a female protagonist in an NES title. It's from 1985. And you can tell it's a launch title because it has 5 screws in the back. But this game is Ice Climber. Now, Ice Climber, in the game, you play as the first player controls Popo, who wears a blue parka, and Nana, who wears a red parka. Nana is the female character, Popo is the male character. Nana is on the cover art. Basically, your job is to get to the top of a mountain. If I remember correctly, there are about 50 different mountains on this game. When you get to the last mountain, it resets, goes back to the first game. So there's no real end to Ice Climber. It's really arcadey in that fashion. But Ice Climber, you'll avoid different creatures that are trying to impede your progress. So polar bears, ducks, seals, and other little creatures that are synonymous with cold weather areas of the world will be trying to impede Popo and Nana's progress. When you get to the top of the mountain, you'll enter a bonus stage. The bonus rounds involve you platforming to different moving platforms and things like that. And if you make it to the top of the mountain, to the very top of the mountain summit, there is a pterodactyl, which makes no sense to me. There's a pterodactyl flying back and forth, and if you grab the pterodactyl's feet, then you get the full bonus for the bonus round. Now, Ice Climber has been ported to pretty much everything Nintendo has done since the NES. It's on Virtual Console. It was an e-reader card for the Game Boy Advance e-reader. A bunch of different places. But it's most well known for the characters actually are most well known as of late for their participation in the Super Smash Brothers series. As when you select the Ice Climbers, you play as Popo and Nana, which was pretty interesting considering that you're controlling 2 characters at once. The Ice Climber game, Ice Climber, the original NES title, it's a classic platformer. It features some pretty good action. One of my main gripes with the game is actually one of the things that makes it, that kind of gives it its charm, and that's the really floaty jumping that Popo and Nana performs during the game. They jump really high, but it's really floaty, and it kind of makes you learn. It's unique in that it's different from other platformers because the jumping is so slow that you have to kind of relearn how to play platforming games if you played other titles before you played Ice Climber, and vice versa. So there is a bit of a learning curve to Ice Climber because of the floaty jumping, especially in the bonus rounds. You can miss your target quite easily on those floating platforms if you don't know how to time your jumps. And, I highly recommend Ice Climber as an example of how much fun the simplicity of the ES launch titles were. It's not, again, this is another one of those titles that shouldn't be overly expensive, and if it is, somebody's trying to take advantage of you. This has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll see you beautiful people tomorrow.